I think maybe this is just the New York in me. I think we're headed towards Donovan Mitchell and Zion in New York.
Really?
That's what I think.
Ryan, how do you feel
Mark
about that?
that down, Jay, just in case.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Today we have a lot to get into. We're going to talk about our NCAA predictions and how some of us, mostly me, are not doing very well. We'll talk about Zion being out for the year. We're going to talk about some of the NFL free agency and trades. We're going to talk about F1, of course, opening weekend in Bahrain. We'll talk about that. Get into some Facebook questions, and then, of course, finish with play of the week. So, let's just start off with some. I can't start off. I was going to start off with NCAA. I just don't think we can do it. I think we got to start with F1.
Are we not swinging it around? What's on your mind? Is this just something happened in pre-production?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Lou just looks so angry. He's just kind of throwing me off. So
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good. Ty, go first.
All right. So
you want me to go first?
What's on your mind? Sorry. Distracted.
All right. Well, yeah, it was a serious weekend. There was a lot of footy. There was some golf that was played. I'm wearing the Pebble hat because golf season's officially here. Golf season's upon us. Countdown to Masters is on. Masters commercials are happening. Birds are chirping. Fresh cut grass. The whole nine. Watch Happy Gilmore. It's a good time. Golf's happening. There was a little F1 action. My guy Leclerc started off the season 1-0 betting. And then I got this Chris Kreider card. We're starting to get focused for a cup run. This came in the mail. I almost fumbled the bag on this, as Ryan is eloquently going to say if I don't. So I'm going to 8-mile you real quick. I had a really fun conversation with Courtyard about cards and blending them with NFTs this past week that people should check out. That's what's on my mind. I'll keep it simple. I played basketball this morning. I played awful. I lost 5 games. I was literally 0-5, 0 wins, 5 losses.
You played 5 basketball games this morning?
Yeah.
Were you playing 7?
7, 8:30. Games are to 8, which is weird. I was like, who plays the even numbers in sports? You don't do that. But they did that once and two.
I was kind of joking. They played to 8?
Yeah.
That's not really a game.
Literally, you play to 9 or 11.
Get a couple shots up and then leave.
Yeah.
So
that's not really a game. Like a game's like 16 minimum, 21 most likely.
11 is fine.
That's not. Yeah, right. Easy. Hold on. Game's to 11. Games to 7 are in play too. It's called a quick game. Keep it moving.
No.
There's people on the court. Old legs.
7.
But I was a little. I had the heebie-jeebies out there a little bit, so I'm trying to recover, get the day back on track. Then my computer was giving me the fritz this morning, and on we go. Big win in tennis. Taylor Fritz, first American to win at Indian Wells since Andre Agassi beat Nadal on Sunday.
Congrats to them. Clearly had a lot of juice in the sports world.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz, bro.
All right, Lou, what's on your mind?
Really, the only thing on my mind is F1, to be perfectly frank. I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit later, so I won't spend too much time on it. But I'm looking at right now the list of big free agency additions, and like the NFL just has a way of tricking us sometimes where like we think there's been a couple crazy things happening, right? And then it's like Tyrod Taylor to the Giants, Mitch Trubisky to the Steelers. Like those two teams are still going to stink. Drew Lock to Seattle, they're still going to stink. So it's just like it's funny to look at like these teams make these big additions, and they're still going to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Do you see any of like the non-Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson?
I don't think that's a big deal either.
Any of the so like
where'd Russell Wilson go again?
Denver. Okay, so think non-biggest names, right, in free agency. Which team has the best chance to actually be good? Trubisky to the Steelers, the Tyrod Taylor to the Giants, Teddy to the
Bills. The Bills.
Yeah, but the Bills already have Josh Allen. I'm talking only QB moves.
Probably the Saints, to be honest.
Signing Jameis?
Yeah. I mean, he was really good before he got hurt.
You don't think Mariota and
Mitch could win 8-9 games in Pittsburgh?
I don't think so. I think
he's going into a good system, and he could slot in, be a little younger Ben.
Younger Ben. Yeah, I don't know. I think probably New Orleans would be the one off that, right? Not necessarily a big name addition, but the team around him is still pretty good. He had success there,
Who's this?
Yeah.
Jameis. Or Teddy Bridge to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see Teddy Bridgewater being better than half the teams in the AFC.
Yeah, famous Jameis.
At least Jameis Winston's division is not very good. I mean, the Panthers, Falcons, and Bucks are the other three teams. I mean, the Bucks bring Brady back. They're clearly the favorite, but
what do you think happens with Mahomes' product?
I don't think the Bengals are making the playoffs this year.
If they start slow.
That's going to be the when I saw the Watson news, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the AFC, right? We talk about this where only one quarterback's going to the Super Bowl, only one quarterback's winning the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Herbert, Burrow, Watson, Lamar, Mahomes, Allen. There's just a ton of, Matt Ryan now in Indy. There's a bunch of, Mac Jones. Look at Mac Jones prices. Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, Russell Wilson in Denver. Only one of those guys is going to the Super Bowl. Only one of them. So just
Mac Jones, he's going to the Super Bowl. Huh?
I mean,
no,
but his stuff sells like he's going to win the Super Bowl.
I agree.
Right? His contenders cracked ice autos do over 10 grand. I'm fairly confident the first one did.
Feels like Herbert might just be the gunslinger out of them all. Joey Burrow's nice.
So one of them actually.
I like Herbert's game.
In that group, two of them have been to Super Bowls. One of them's won. Two of them won. So it'll be interesting to see.
Chris Kreider, second leading goal scorer in the league.
That's crazy to me. When I saw that, I couldn't.
41 goals right now, one ahead of Ovi.
I feel like no one.
Matthews has got to be in first, right?
Matthews in first with 46.
Stud.
In 57 games played. Kreider has 41 and 63.
Yeah, I saw Matthews play in Columbus twice this year. He's different.
Pretty good.
He's good. All right, let's talk about F1. So I know we were all texting Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Bahrain.
Yep.
If you guys have listened to the show before, you'll know Lou and I are not Team Red Bull. We're not Team Max, and anything but that. So you could
I love Max.
As Lou holds up a gold refractor rookie of Verstappen, PSA 8, and says, "I love Max." You can imagine what the group chat was like. Fired up at 12:45 Sunday when Max is whining on the radio talking about the old vehicle not lasting. So Ty, Lou, opening thoughts on Bahrain.
I woke up. I watched.
You did?
Probably,
okay,
yeah, I watched the last. Remember I texted you? I was like, what's good with this? Is this locked up? That was during the restart.
Yeah, I wasn't sure
what was going on. Yeah, I watched the last 10 laps, that the back and forth that those two dudes were having. Leclerc, I woke up, fired up FanDuel. It was a gambler's weekend. And I saw my man Leclerc on the pole sitting there plus 160, knowing that everyone's just trying to bet on Max to start the season. And I hit the wager. That's my take on the weekend. He was racing. Max was trying to do his thing, kept coming up, but it was a good race.
I haven't been able to watch the video. I think something came out. Rod, did you see what happened with the fuel pumps are all messed up or something?
No, I didn't pay too much.
Apparently, there's something wrong with all of the cars that they all have the same issue, and apparently that was a big reason why all the Red Bull cars kept falling out of the race. I think 4 of the Red Bull or the Honda cars fell out of the race. So
I mean, you just hate to see it.
Tough.
What's the controversy with the Drive to Survive? And feels like there's some mixed energy going around right now.
Well, don't say much about it. I haven't watched all the episodes.
Yeah,
so.
no spoilers.
So let's get into that a little bit later.
I feel like it was a little bit over dramatized, but that's it.
Definitely gotta watch it. Definitely gotta get up on that.
You haven't watched any of it?
Drive to Survive season 3, 1 episode.
Did Leclerc stuff go up over the weekend?
It's on fire.
Like rocket ship status right now.
Yeah. So for perspective,
he's gonna lose this weekend, so it'll go.
Yeah, Ty. So just for some perspective on where F1 stuff's at, I bought 2 chrome autos of Leclerc in the offseason for under $3,000 a piece. And this is as it was going up, and a PSA 8 sold after his win for $11,500. So, yeah, it's hot. F1, a lot of F1 stuff is hot.
Sheesh. I think I gotta get some purple.
They have purple. Yeah.
I know. I'm looking right now with some Leclerc Topps Chrome Formula One purple refractor.
Lou, what's that? Is it Saudi Arabia this week?
Saudi Arabia this week, street race. Typically Charles does not do well in those. So I don't expect him to win this weekend. So
talk to me about street race. Different
Like
than like a track race.
Yeah, like they're literally
cities
racing
on that.
Yeah, like they're in the cities. So
Tires matter differently.
yeah, handling, can't drive as fast. I mean, they were doing like the new rules with DRS is crazy. Like it's awesome. There's so much more speed in the races and so much more There was more overtaking in that race than I saw like all last year. I felt like.
So to the average listener, and I'm gonna fall in there in terms of like the DRS. Like, what is the biggest difference you've seen there? Like, how does that work?
It just opens up the races more for the overtakes, right? Like, so DRS is basically when you're within 1 second of another car, you can. I'm not going to say this right, but there's like a flap you can push down on the back of the car that just opens up the air and gives you like a speed boost. It's like using NOS in like Need for Speed or something like that. So, so they've been using that a lot more. They were able to use that a lot more in the last race, and I think it helped a lot. And I'm probably speaking on a very general basis, and there's someone who knows F1 a lot better than me who could speak to it a little bit more. But I think the new rules that what I saw Sunday basically led me to believe that there's going to be a lot more like exciting races, and there's going to be more teams in the mix. Haas is in the mix, which by the way, like if we're going to get into F1 as a show, I feel like we might need to like just get into Haas because they're like the only American team. So that's something to think about. And they have Mick Schumacher.
Third,
so that would be cool.
Third in Constructors Cup right now, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like they're in the mix. And
Magnussen got what, P6? P5.
No, five. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, just behind us.
I think like the AlphaTauris, the Haas's, those types of teams are going to be in the mix more. And then you got someone like McLaren who's like all the way back in the pack now. It's like, what happened with that? They got to figure that out. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I was reading there was an article on Twitter that talked about like how they tried to get F1 tried to get in the US a couple years ago, didn't work out. And then they sold to like a marketing company, and that's when they got Netflix involved and talked about that. So it was cool. Real quick, opening weekend of college basketball. In my opinion, one of the better sporting weekends of the year. Just games on all day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, absolutely electric. St. Peter's, absolutely smoking me.
St. Peter's was fire.
Shout out to Jersey.
Absolutely just smoking me. Had Kentucky in the Final Four.
That's on you.
That's
sick. On you.
Definitely love that.
Amateur
hour, definitely. Definitely out of me. I guess that's what happens.
Well, you didn't have him in the Final Four, did you?
Certainly not. I had Baylor though, so I won't say that.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see that. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely
he lost a tough game. Yeah, Kentucky lost to a school that has like 5 kids at it. That is
like
those
high 5 kids are still playing. Baylor's not, so hate to see it.
What? I agree.
Listen, UCLA is making the Final Four. That's what I know.
No.
Easy pick. Layup.
You hate to see it.
It's a layup pick. How's your bracket? In shambles?
Oh, I mean, just like so we did like a shop one, like between everybody on our team. And I'm in like hold on, I'll tell you. It's not good. I'm in 7th out of 11. I mean, just hate to see it.
Yeah.
Just getting absolutely dominated by the team. Just not good. But I mean, that's what happens when you lose 2 Final Four teams on opening weekend. So I didn't have Auburn in mind. I had Iowa. So I think 2 of my Final Four teams. Did Iowa win any games or did they lose opening day?
Iowa lost in the round of 16.
At 1 point, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, they lost by 4 to Richmond. Opening.
How's the shop been, Ryan? Busy?
It's a lot more like it reminds me a lot more like when I first started, where it's like it's slammed on the weekends. Like Saturdays and Sundays are just buzzing, like looks like a card show, and then during the weeks just like so hit or miss. Like there's some days it's like insanely busy. You're like, wow, this is a Wednesday. Why are we so busy? And then you're like, man, we can get a lot done because nobody comes in. It's definitely hit or miss, especially during the week. Weekends are Saturdays and Sundays are always
that kind of makes sense though, right?
Always like buzzing. That? Yeah, I mean, other than when Ohio State has a noon home game in the fall, the weekends are pretty busy.
Yeah.
If Ohio State's playing, it's definitely not down. But speaking of, when I first opened, Zion Williamson was a rookie at the time. Cards were, getting hot.
That's when you first opened your shop at the old space?
May of 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost been 3 years. Zion Prison Basketball came out that fall, December 6th.
When did it release?
December 6th, 2019.
December 6th, 2019. That was a big day for you?
Yeah, December 5th, December 6th. It was one of those 2 days. Because I wasn't there that weekend because I was in New England for the Chiefs-Patriots game.
Which was?
In Foxborough, my first
Divisional playoff?
No, just a divisional round game.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Mike Kafka for getting us field passes out there, getting to see him, say what's up, and my first trip to Foxborough. So I didn't, but I'm not I don't want to get into that. I want to get into Zion Williamson's out for the year. Has not played a lot of basketball.
It's not shocking to me. How many games has he played? Is this his third year?
1920 is his rookie season. 2020 to 2021.
Hey, can we address something real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, Lou.
I'm listening.
Are you recording from somewhere new?
I mean, yeah, I've been doing this for 2 weeks now.
There's no ghost door. There's no tree.
Are you good? Like this was like last week. I moved.
I honestly don't remember it last week.
I don't remember it last week.
No, I definitely don't remember it last week.
Okay, I promise you I was. I moved.
I need a tree. Can I get a tree in the background?
I have things to do. I got to put a whole thing over here. I think I'm putting there's like supposedly a bed going here, but I don't really know what's happening there. I just live here.
Got it. How about a tree over in the corner?
I might get a tree in the corner for the vibes.
I think we need.
Okay, I'll work on it.
How's Zip integrating to the new place?
He's integrating very well. He's currently on the floor. I got him a bed. He's ignoring the bed. What's
the card storage situation looking like?
It's great. I got a whole closet full with stuff.
Nice.
Yeah,
that works.
I'm fired up.
Back to Zion.
Yeah, this is Zion's third season, which is wild to think, and just hasn't played a lot of basketball. Jay, do you have any idea how many games Zion's played? I don't know if Jason can pull that while we're chatting, but I can't imagine it's a whole lot. We've talked about it before, how Zion playing and doing well would definitely be good for cards. So seeing that he'll likely miss the remainder of the season does probably not bode well for my man Zion's cards. 85 games.
I am now $215 on eBay.
You said what?
$215 for his Prism PSA 10. Buy it now on eBay.
Would you ever spend $215 on that?
No.
Something to think about for everybody.
Yeah, no, not ideal.
Do we think he can? Okay, take. What's your take? What is the next 18 months look like for Zion? Ryan?
He starts year 4 healthy and playing and increases his trade value so that he can get out of New Orleans.
Hello?
I think maybe this is just the New York in me. I think we're headed towards Donovan Mitchell and Zion in New York.
Really?
That's what I think.
Ryan, how do you feel about
Mark that down, Jay, just in case.
Zion and Donovan, they did do a little post-game chat.
I saw the Mitchell thing post-game, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, he definitely wants to go to the Knicks.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about Zion definitely wants to get out. What's the best job spot? I don't know of any other ones like that.
RJ, Donovan, and Zion to the Knicks, and then we just ride out.
Could be interesting. He's got to get in shape and all that, but could be interesting.
Yeah, it's like James Harden when he wants out of there. It's like you put on the fat suit and you leave, and you're like, boom, next day you're in shape. It's weird.
He's back to not caring again, right? That's what I saw.
Who, Zion or James?
Harden.
He had a couple fun days down in Philly.
Yeah, he might have had a couple good nights, and then he's like, oh, I'm back to just chilling.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Jason said Zion played 61 games his rookie year, 24 last year, and 0 this year. Duke reunion in New York. RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, Zion Williamson. Coach K's retiring, leaving Duke. Maybe Coach K, coach of the Knicks.
No. Coach K hasn't coached basketball in years.
Yeah, that's true.
Lou, what are you buying right now?
F1.
Ryan, what are you buying right now?
Bulk lots.
Of?
Anything. Bought a massive, the biggest sports car deal I ever purchased. Dude drove down from Milwaukee earlier Saturday, and I purchased the biggest sports card collection I ever purchased. It was we're gonna do a little YouTube content on it, but it was it's got some jaw autos, it's got 10 boxes full of stuff. There's like Ja, Giannis, Kobe, KD, Mahomes, Herbert, Kyler. Like, it's got
big guys.
Big stuff, and then it's got a bunch of like
any baseball?
$5 to $100 stuff. There's a lot of everything. It's a humongous deal. Yeah.
Have we talked about baseball being back yet?
Yeah, we talked about it when it was announced. That's just.
Did I just miss a week of thought?
I'm not sure you paid attention much that episode.
Yeah, I feel like you just blacked out last week's episode. That's what
I
it
think you
might
were
have. Where was I?
I think you were kind of like looking.
I was at the office.
No, you're just doing other things.
Got it.
Baseball
doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, if we're not talking
anything
about
involving me doesn't do it for you.
Yeah, Chris. If we're not talking about
Anything
Chris
involving
Ryder
you?
or tennis or golf
Or soccer. I mean, you just didn't mention soccer, but
yeah,
I felt like a missed
People
opportunity.
care about
for
soccer
you
still, or are they over it?
No, they care a little bit. I think it matters a touch. U.S. plays Mexico coming up. We're in a big.
Aren't we super hurt?
I mean, we're always kind of hurt,
That's concerning.
both in pride and in physical health.
Are we? Are we confirmed for the World Cup yet, or no?
No.
So that's a
We need to
problem.
win a couple games. Yeah, but most people aren't. We need 5 points. 4 points really should get it done.
Most people aren't as talent deficient as we are that are also missing players.
Super fair, but we got a big game coming up against Mexico.
Speaking of confirmed? Are we confirmed? Are you guys confirmed for Miami?
F1 tie.
Oh, yeah.
You say that, but like
as I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
but
wasn't there
time,
potentially something? Wasn't there something on the table potentially?
Yeah, there's a couple potential things on the table. Like, am I confirmed? Yeah, I'm confirmed until I'm not confirmed. What kind of confirmation are you looking for?
I think Ryan's looking for confirmation that he can book his flight. I think is what he's looking.
Oh,
for.
I've already booked my flight. I'm in. Like I'm.
You got a hotel?
I'm going with or I love you guys. I'm going with or without you.
That's classic Ryan.
So like it's kind of like the Dallas trip when Todd's like, yeah, I'm in, and then like misses his flight the next day. Like I'm actually gonna be there.
It's nothing like the Dallas trip.
It could be like the Dallas trip. Like Jay,
you're gonna be there.
Jay, let's mark this right. It's
you're staying with Jay
Tuesday. No, I'm not staying with Jay. I've already booked all my stuff.
Wow, tough Jay.
Yeah, no, I'm already booked. I'm locked in.
Crush Jay.
All right. Right. I think you're confused a little bit, but keep going.
No, I'm just like, it's you guys. When you guys say, yeah, we're locked in. I've known you guys well enough now that like something could come up.
Something else might come up. Yeah.
You guys are just like, hey, we're out. Like, I'm not. Like that's not how I work.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Right. I watched your vlog last night. The number one question I had coming away from it that it seemed that a lot of people also had was, how annoyed do you get with Tyler and I for never being on time for things ever?
I'm just like, I try to be on time to most things, and it's you guys
read the question from Jeremiah.
One of the questions from the Facebook group, I think, says, how late was Lou to the trade night? How late was Tyler? Does that low-key make Ryan mad?
Were we late?
We were late.
You were fucking super late.
We're not cursing anymore.
Sorry. Sorry, I got it. Thank you, Judy, for coming in. 15 minutes late to your own trade night.
That's on time.
It's not.
You gotta let him chum it up for a little bit.
No, brother.
So you were mad?
No, not at all. I'm just disappointed.
Emily, this is not about today.
or
It's
today.
not about you or today.
Yeah,
okay?
Emily
my
commenting in the
computer
comments from behind saying 15 minutes late today.
I had malfunctions. Okay.
And we started 30 minutes late today. This is just a
No,
random
we
day. So you
didn't.
actually
We
might have
started
been
recording at
early
10 a.m.
in
every
terms of
single
Tyler
time.
time.
No, I'm efficient. Okay.
Oh, brother. You
I
are
come in ready to record. That's all I know. I come
Every
in, the
time.
mic goes on, I'm ready to go.
true.
Boom.
True.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that I'm always late, but that's my life. And
Who was doing
change about it.
pre-production over the weekend?
I wasn't
wasn't
invited
Ryan.
to pre-production. Nobody mentioned that. I could have been there and I would have been there on
It was
time.
right there on text. Not much chatter from you.
The production was happening on text.
No way.
You cursed again.
I didn't say one curse word. I didn't say a curse word
They're
there.
going to be so mad at us in the YouTube comments.
What
They
happened?
get
He
so
was-
mad.
I didn't say a curse word there.
Hold on. Rye, your vlog? You
He's
were
a
just
100%.
burying us for being late?
No, but in the vlog, I'm like, yep, Ty and Lou, late to their own trade night.
Come on.
Definitely said it. I mean, it was. I wasn't lying.
I can't control Uber traffic.
But you can control when you leave.
I can't.
Hmm.
Well, then maybe we should have, just said, hey, let's do 7:30 instead.
I have no control.
All right,
over
next
when-
topic, okay? Enough of this being late. All my friends say I'm late.
No.
I
I
get
am
it.
the late guy also. That's totally a thing.
Yeah,
Can we
it's
talk
just you
for
guys.
a minute about Fortnite?
I mean,
It's
if
back.
you
It's back. We've
No,
talked
there's no
about it for a
building.
couple episodes. There's no building. Yeah. I guess and everyone plays the main thing. There's no building right now, but if you spend time with individuals that are like 15 and below, they're just still ripping Fortnite.
Exclusively. And that's something to think about in cards as you're thinking about Fortnite cards. We talk about it all the
Fortnite
time.
Series 3 comes out this week, I think.
I think it has a shot
It
because
comes
there's
out
now
too.
all these new skins. Like, I don't know. I just think the Fortnite skins are like such a cultural thing.
Agreed.
It's a real factor.
Okay.
You know, Fortnite
Right.
account.
Fortnite building.
Jay is
All right, let's
telling
go.
us that there's a lot of questions and a lot of
Nice.
play of the week. So
Let's
we
go.
got to get into it.
We bantered enough. Let's focus up for the
Earl
questions.
Hooks says, what percentage of card drop was Ryan's fault and what percent was Gary's fault?
99% Ryan, 1% Gary.
Watch the YouTube video we posted from Bleecker and you tell me whose fault it was. Even got Jason on camera saying it wasn't my fault. It was clearly Gary's fault. So Jason clearly got it on camera, and then Lou tried to, steer
Who
me the other way.
hesitated?
Gary yanks it. Watch the video.
Gary yanked because you hesitated.
He said this is $1,000. This is an expensive card. I'm not trying to just yank $1,000 card out of there, man. It's just,
There was a hesitation.
you got to take care of it.
By the way, they are $1,000 cards now, which is crazy.
I know, actually. Might be more.
Franz serially says, with Haaland not making the 2022 World Cup, is his stuff a hold for the 26 Cup if Norway were to make it, or try to cash in on the summer when he transfers?
I mean, depends what Haaland you have. If you have base stuff, I think this summer is probably the time to move it. He's going to end up somewhere big, splashy. I think you can also hold the next 2 years. I think he's going to score a lot of goals. Yeah, I think he probably goes Man City, makes his way to the Premier League. I think a lot of players are going to end up stars in the Premier League more than people think. And I think he can still hold, but I wouldn't bank anything on him playing in the World Cup if I'm being super frank.
Yep.
Like ever.
All right. Niam Patel says, are F1 patch cards from Flagship underpriced? Their race worn and second-year chrome parallels sell for much more. Yeah, I mean, jerseys have never been like a super, super big part of the hobby, like in just terms of like base jerseys. I mean, as time goes on, like historical game use stuff is cool. So like the game use aspect of it definitely matters. The fact that they're not just like player worn, I think is a huge thing. But are they all numbered, or are any of them not numbered, Lou?
I'm not sure.
Because if they were all numbered, then I might have a little bit interest in it, because then there's like direct rarity to it. If there's some of them that aren't numbered, I'm not as intrigued by it. But
Right, but then aren't you just more excited about the fact that it's a numbered F1 card as opposed to a patch F1 card?
yeah, but I a numbered F1 parallel and the fact that they're also race worn. I think it's kind of like a
Yeah.
There's not a
Doesn't
lot
do it
of
for me.
race. Yeah, yeah.
Never.
I guess I would have to
has.
see. I guess I would have to see what else you could get for the same amount of money.
Right. That's a good point.
So, Luke Horton, Lamelo Ball, long and short term thoughts. Buy, sell, or hold.
Buy and hold.
Yeah, I'm long Lamelo.
Yeah, I think Lamelo is going to be a star. When I'm buying Lamelo stuff, I am not buying your base, overproduced, mass-produced, mass-graded, common stuff. That is what I'm not buying.
I think he is a star, right? Not going to be. Is it fair to say he is a star?
Agreed.
Yet?
I think he's a star, and he hasn't got. He'll only get more airtime. It's like Ja. Ja was kind of a star, but then he just took it to the next level with some highlights, playing some more big games. Hornets are getting better, right? You need to be on that good team to be in the playoffs, etc.
Yeah.
2 more years. Buy and hold.
Luke Horton with another question. What are undervalued football pickups you would look for now in the buying season?
Allen Robinson.
Quarterbacks you believe that are going to be popular July 27th through July 31st when the National is in Atlantic City and people are looking for football 4 weeks before the season starts.
Keep talking on that. National.
Just every
football,
I mean,
every time. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it's just like the stuff at the National, like that sells us the good cards of good players, like the stuff that you can't find anywhere else. And then people are getting amped up for the start of football season. It's, typically the Hall of Fame game is that weekend or the weekend after. So that's typically the first preseason game. Preseason starting, training camp's gone. You're starting to get products coming out for the upcoming season. Like it's when people are like, hey, this guy's going to have a big year. I'm going to go pick up some stuff of him. What better place to pick up stuff of a guy 4 weeks before their season starts than at the biggest card show in the world? Seems like a good place to buy. It's been to quite a few of them, and it seems to be a repeating theme year after year.
I don't know. It's actually weird, because of all the quarterback changes. It's hard to make a decision on someone to jump in on right now.
Yeah, I think the big thing is going to be there's going to be opportunities as a lot of guys are already really high where other guys have been moved and have come to the surface. So I think there's going to be opportunity in guys that are going to be in the conversation for competing for AFC or NFC title and could go to the Super Bowl that have not been in the limelight lately and have kind of maybe been forgotten about. I think there's potential in stuff like that.
Yeah.
If Russell Wilson gives it a go, it could get bananas for him.
I was going to say, I feel like everyone saw Matt Stafford win a Super Bowl and they were like, oh, we could just trade for any veteran and it'll work out.
Yeah.
So if anything, it makes me want to just double down on the Herbert and the Burrow and those type of guys. Even though they might not necessarily win this season, I almost would prefer to buy those guys because I feel like they would get lost in the sauce of Russ and Matt Ryan and Deshaun and Brady coming back and
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Greg Kohler says, how do I know when a car should be sold in an auction house?
Ryan, do you sell at auction houses much?
I've never sold at an auction house.
So
I haven't either. So I feel like we're not good for this.
I don't deal.
Well, I think that's a good
space.
point. It's about demand, right? And understanding. I think if you have a big card, there's typically some big buyers.
Define big.
I don't know, and even like a 5-figure card, and I think 10 grand or over. It depends how seasoned you are. If you're asking that question, I would say maybe it is good to go to an auction house. Their services are good for an exchange of the fee. Going to eBay as you haven't sold much before, to sell a card for 5 figures off eBay isn't as white glove as maybe working with Golden or Heritage or some of these other platforms. And you're still 10%, 15% fee. If you're selling a lot more, maybe you don't need it as much, but also there's sellers that have a lot of volume that don't want to deal with eBay and can just ship it off. So that's my take on that.
Yeah. So I don't know enough about the auction house process, so I would love to learn more about it. But my understanding has always been is like you send them something for an upcoming auction that is weeks or, a month ahead. And that's the big thing is like, if you pull something and you're trying to cash in on it immediately, if you send it to an auction house, typically you're waiting 3 weeks for the auction to start, 2 weeks for the auction to start, 7 days for the auction to start, and then the auction runs for 3-4 weeks, and it sits for a while. So then you're out the money for 6 weeks maybe from start to finish. By the time you send it in, the time you get paid, like if you have a $10,000 card, there's a lot, it could go to 5,500, it could go to 15. Like there's risk to both sides there. But I just think on $10,000 cards, there's somebody out there that'll pay you a good percentage of that money now, and then you don't have to take the risk with an auction house. I think auction houses are good for the bigger cards that are rare and are $50,000 plus, $100,000 plus transactions that are not something you would want to send PayPal on, and you're not doing cash deals on. You're looking for people that are reputable, and like Golden and PWCC and some of those auction houses are, from my understanding, again, I don't know enough about it, I would assume a lot of those buyers are vetted, and that money is good money when they're buying those cards. So again, I don't know enough about it to speak too much to it, but just as someone from an outsider's perspective that's been in it a while, that would be typically what comes to my mind.
Aligned.
So Chris Sutton says, are there more Doors or Wander Franco rookies in the world?
This guy Jay loves a meme more than anything in the world.
Definitely Doors.
No, there's more Wander Franco rookies.
No, there's more Doors.
Yikes. Okay. All right. Shout out to everybody for submitting questions.
No, hold up. Have y'all been entertained by this Doors and Wheels question?
It didn't capture me in that way.
No.
What an unnecessary attack.
Jay puts stuff on this stuff out there like this, and then gets upset when we attack him.
Jay's got bots making comments, and then he puts them in the show, and then he's like, why are they attacking me?
He sits back like, I gotta go on this week.
I'm sad. All right, I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry.
All right. Play of the week. Let's get into play of the week. We got
Orange juice is pretty delicious. Let's be real. Whoa.
All right, so we're
That's a
moving
new
here.
angle. What's happening?
All right.
New production. Courtney. That's on Courtney. I like it.
This is from Highlight Sports Cards. It says, what's up, guys? Here's my entry for play of the week. Friday night, I went to a card show out in the Union Marketplace in SoCal and picked up a 2021 UFC Prism Gunnar Nelson Gold at a 10. Knowing Gunnar and that he was fighting the next night for the first time in 2.5 years, and also a teammate of Conor McGregor, I decided to make a play on it. The seller had it listed at 100. I went through his value boxes and picked up a lot of cards for 150, with the Gunnar valued at about $40. After the show, I went home and posted the card to eBay just before bed for $350. When I woke up, it had sold for full price. I bought it at 6 p.m., sold it at 2 a.m. Not a bad profit in 8 hours. Knowledge is power. Thanks for the content and keep pushing the hobby forward. Blue, Ty?
I love the play. I mean, Prism, Gold. I think it's a good. I mean, I think imagery's sweet. So I mean, buying this card is a play. I think you could have got more, if I'm being frank. But profit's profit. Keep it moving. Like you said, 6-2. Not a bad profit in 8 hours. I think Gold Prism is worth its weight in gold, and do what you can to get your hands on it.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was, I'm looking at this and I don't think I'm selling this card if I buy it for $150.
Yeah, right before his fight.
I don't think I'm doing that because did he win? I'm assuming he won, right?
I have no idea. It was sold the night before.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that he won. So maybe not. If he didn't win, I guess I feel not as confident about keeping it. But I don't think I'm selling.
He won. He won.
Yeah, there's no way I would have sold it. Great job though. I'll take the $350 all day.
Yeah.
$300.
It's a great play. But
first year Prism Gold UFC, like that's first year UFC Prism Gold out of 10. I might have. These aren't popping up super often. This would have been up for a few dollars higher.
Paper hands, they call that in this other
world
of collecting that people talk about.
Can I make a quick statement on UFC Prism before we move on to the next one?
Of course. Yeah.
I'm more surprised by the success of UFC cards than I am by the success of F1 cards. And I don't know if that's because I'm biased, but I feel like UFC was just sitting there, and nothing was happening. And then the prices of the boxes went shot up. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I just felt like I couldn't believe that UFC got as hot as it did.
I feel like UFC continues to gain momentum, and betting now being legal in all these states is an added boost to a lot of it.
Yeah, I think UFC will do pretty well.
Like, people have always known UFC, but now, I mean, there's just this new whole cohort of degenerates.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're talking $5-10 bets, bro. Like, I'm talking like people are just lobbing $10 parlays in all weekend long and just sitting and degenning out.
Yeah, I wonder how many people will sit in front of a UFC card and do a parlay for like every single fight for $10.
A lot. And they would have never probably really watched it before or been gambling.
Yeah.
All right, so the next play is from Instagram _24. Hey guys, I have a play of the week for you. I started my sports card collecting in December of 2021 by getting into the F1 scene after growing a liking to the sport months before. I decided to participate in a group break of 2020 Chrome F1 Hobby Box, where I purchased a micro spot for 15 Canadian, which is 12 USD, and ended up winning a main spot. I ended up getting a Kimi Räikkönen gold track tag at a 50. Sent it off to SGC, and 3 weeks later it came back at 10. I then posted it for 900 Canadian, which is 713 USD, in a Facebook group, and it sold within 1 hour of posting. So in total, I made a profit of 670 USD.
I think they call that beginner's luck. Is that the right word? But that's awesome.
That's great. What's a micro spot?
So it's like, in like the breaking world, when it's, you're selling spots and stuff can't fill, they'll do like minis and micros where it's like, you win. Are you familiar? You're familiar with like a Raz, right? Like 10 spots, 10 per, if you win it, you get the spot for whatever it is for $100.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you can't fill the mini, let's say it's 1,000 per 10 spots, can't fill that. You'll do a mini for one of the main spots.
Mm-hmm.
So if one of the spots is $1,000, you might do a mini for 100 spots at 10 spots, $100 to fill that. If you can't fill that, you break that down even more. So $100 a spot goes to 10 spots at 10 per to get in the mini, to get in the main. Like it's breaking terminology. Yeah. Breaking, razzing, stuff like that.
Explain that to somebody who has no idea what Ryan just said.
Yeah.
Operating a casino.
I think it's a great play. It's great luck, of course. That's like the biggest piece of it, but I'm pumped that this person made a play and got involved in cards December 2021 because of F1. That's cool.
It's a sweet card. The Iceman.
I definitely underestimated the gold track tag or the gold track tags.
Made a big mistake with that.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Just sitting there.
Meaning they were sitting there and you just weren't making plays on them?
Yeah, I just didn't realize they were going to be as popular as those would be as popular as they were. I should have saw gold and, figured, but.
And also it's like in hindsight, like the only insert in the whole set probably should have been something to consider.
People love gold.
All right, next. Oh, this will be good.
Speaking of gold.
Oof. Heaters.
Up North Collectors says, play of the week submission. I set up at a small show every month as a dealer with the goal of selling some cheaper cards and being able to buy cards from people that walk up to the table. This month, a 2012 Tom Brady Topps Chrome Gold Refractor at a 50 and a BGS 9 walked up to the table. The owner offered it to me, explaining the last eBay comp at $1,600 via auction was his card that he purchased. He was hoping to get about $2,500 for it. I offered him $2,200 in cash, which he accepted. This was on March 11th. I took it home and listed it on eBay that night for $4,000 and accepted an offer for $3,200 on March 15th. It was paid for, leaving me with $632 in profit on eBay after 4 days. So I think this is important. This talks a lot about if you like a card and believe in it and you missed out on it at 16, doesn't mean it's a bad buy at 2,200. I think that's important a lot, is I think sometimes we get so, I know I'm guilty of this for sure. You get so caught up in the comp, right? Like, hey, this card sold for 100. I believe in this card. I believe in this player. Like, it's going to be a huge card one day. I know that for sure. But last one did 100. I got to pay 80. But if you believe in it to be a $500 card down the road, paying the 100 isn't going to, be the end all be all. So I like situations like this because, again, it's not on everything, but especially on stuff you don't see a lot or stuff you really, have instinct on that you believe in, then I think it's a good lesson.
Yeah, I like anything. I mean, I can't believe I'm using judgments. I like anything gold and anything Brady. Like, I think it just always automatically plays.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why it just feels like a thematic. I wouldn't be selling this card. I like the play. It's a great play. I just I wonder, was this post or pre? I'm back.
Had to have been post. March 15th would have been right around the day he was back, right? That was a week ago. Because we talked about it on
March
Card
11th.
Talk.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
22nd. Announcement. Champions League. It was Saturday.
March
it was 13th. Sunday.
So he bought it on the he bought it on the 11th before he announced. Once he announced, he sold it on the 15th for $3,200.
Yep. So he bought pre-announcement and sold post-announcement.
You love to see that.
You love to see that. You love to see that.
That's a big W.
Yeah.
Yeah, big W. That definitely played a little tiny factor in that.
Might have helped a
little sale. All right, next play. All right, fourth quarter cards. Oh, this will be good.
What's going on here?
Well,
Let's go.
This will be crazy. All right, so it says first-time caller, long-time listener.
Let's go. Fourth quarter, my guy actually.
Decided to submit this play after I finally sold it a few weeks ago before PSG was eliminated from Champions League. I bought this card last year as a BGS 8.5 for $5,900 shipped from a seller in Thailand. So for those that are listening, it is a Kylian Mbappe tie-dye select rookie. It's the field level, and it's out of 30 from 2017 select. He says,
beautiful card.
I took a huge gamble, and I cracked the slab and sent it off to PSA. It was at a $300 service level. The huge risk paid off, and it came back a PSA 10. I sold that PSA 10 for $15,500, which after fees netted me a total profit of $9,300. So $15,500 was after fees. It looks like the transaction amount was for $18,500. So he cleared $15,500 after fees.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the card has way more upside and could have held it until Mbappe leaves this summer to Real Madrid, but decided it would be better to reinvest the profit into more plays. Keep up the great content and bringing value info to the hobby.
Yeah, Jay said it. This is what you call a cracking slab of Jemmy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's beautiful.
That's it.
Don't understand how you go from BGS 8.5 to PSA 10, but that's another conversation for another day. Let's just celebrate the win for what it is.
That's a beautiful card. I want that card badly. 2017 select.
That's a big card.
That's a big card right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. 8.5 to a PSA 10. I mean, that's luck. That's wild.
The bronze of this card is pretty sweet too.
Remember, buy the card, not the grade.
Fresh. Good job. He was DMing me this week. He's like, I got to play in. I'm like, don't tell me.
All right, next one.
But he's not going to Real Madrid. He's probably going to Liverpool.
No, he's going to Real. Well, this is long. Tri-City Cards on IG. Matt says, hey guys, I'm finally pulling the trigger and sending in a recent play. A few weeks ago, I was searching through the quarter bins at my LCS and stumbled upon a stack of 100 Top Series 1 RIP party cards. At the time, I didn't know much about the scarcity of these cards. I just knew that they were exclusive to the breakers involved in the Topps RIP party event. Seeing this was a quarter bin, I didn't think twice about buying a few. I proceeded to buy 50 RIP party exclusive cards, and all of them were either rookies or stars. For example, Otani, Tatis, Pujols, Luis Robert, etc. It was $10. And the quarter bin at the LCS accepts $10 for 50 cards, so getting them at 20 cents a piece. Once I returned home and did some research, I immediately realized that I needed to go back to the shop and purchase up all of the remaining RIP party cards. I returned the following morning and purchased the remaining 50 cards in total. So I was into 100 cards for $20. During the week, I slowly started listing these on eBay and have already sold 8 cards. Please see below for the details. Trevor Story, $33.99. Max Fried, $43.99. Anthony Rizzo, $63.99. Luis Robert, $103.99. Miguel Cabrera, $43.99. Joe Musgrove, $33.99. And the best yet, Fernando Tatis, $153.99. Total, $528.47. After eBay fees and shipping, $418.74. After eBay fees and shipping, I have netted $398 in profit, which equates to about a 2,000% ROI. Additionally, I still have 92 Rip Party cards remaining, including Ohtani, Vlad, and others. Thanks for considering my play and insightful content. Wrap it up. It's over.
Yeah, congrats to Matt on winning Player of the Week this week.
Yeah, it's over.
It's unfortunate for fourth quarter cards. You're muted, Ty. It's unfortunate for fourth quarter cards because I thought they had it in the bag, but
Yeah,
it's over.
It's over. Yeah, this way
Baseball. Baseball right in my mouth.
Right in your mouth. You saw it on Mbappe and thought you had something happening. Nope. Here comes baseball.
This is where we check the value boxes.
Oh, man.
I love this, Matt. I love this.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh,
yeah. One more play. Jay didn't put this last, so sorry for whoever's next. But
or not. Sorry to Matt.
I mean, Rip Party. How you doing?
Yeah, what is Rip Party?
Jesus.
So
right, you couldn't let us know about Rip Party, bro?
I wasn't involved in it. I didn't know about it. I don't follow baseball. You know I'm not looking for this.
Come on.
So you hate money.
Yeah. Jeez. Where were you on that one? I feel like I could have retired by now.
All right, next play, Jay. Let's wrap this up. All right, SC_cards. It says, hi, I have a proper footy player of the week. This week, with the focus on Mbappe and his 2017 Topps Chrome rookie. The 2017 Topps Chrome Mbappe card is one of his main and most sought-after rookie cards in the hobby, and it tends to sell very well.
This is true.
However, on the back of the card, the date says 2018, even though it's from a 2017 product, and this can lead eBay sellers to mislabeling their listings and calling it a 2018 card. In September and in February, I found 2 different listings that fell under this circumstance, and I bought one for 65 and one for 37, both shipped. I held them until a few weeks ago during PSG's game in Champions League, and I sold them on auction. The first sale, $158. The second, $172. After fees and shipping, I turned $190 into $290 with a profit of $180.
It's a good flip.
Heck of a play. Heck of an insight, seeing that stuff is
arbitrage at its finest.
So awesome play. Love it. It's not beating Matt.
Zip just gave a little love.
It's an amazing play.
Zip's in on that play. Yeah, SC, I respect it. I like the Mbappe. JC, I see what you're doing here. 2 out of 5 on the Mbappe, getting that back in action. Listen. Rip Party.
The Ohtani's 150. Can we go back? The Ohtani's $150 card.
So in this scenario, right? Talk me through this, because in my head, at this point with where Matt is at, I'm not counting anybody else's money, but I'm auctioning every one of them.
Every single one.
I'm clearing my money out.
Let's not pretend that the top Rip Party is like this amazing thing to have. Like, I would sell all of those individually now.
Yeah, we'd run a 10 if they're up for buy it now. We'd run a 10% sale on eBay this weekend.
Oh, you'd love to see a little 10% off cross through on eBay.
Maybe a buy one get one 25% off type deal. I mean, it would be some type of bargain this week. We'd be giving
100%.
Somebody else the opportunity to end up on play of the week when they buy the Ohtani for 100 and they grade it and they PS10 it and sell for 800. We'd be giving somebody that opportunity.
The old double play of the week.
Yeah, especially if we're up 2,000% on a $20 dime, a quarter card play. I would be auctioning every single one of those.
Tatis did 150 bin.
Yeah, he hasn't even sold the Ohtani at 150
or the Vlad, and he got what 100 cards. You sold 7. He's got 93 remaining, and Joe Musgrove sold for $34.
I can't believe that.
I'm
Joe Musgrove is
every other
number 4 pitcher for.
Start the auctions at $9.99 a piece and sell every.
Kyle Tucker sold for $50.
Sold. Gone. Next.
Crazy. Soto.
The 2022.
I mean, at this point, you're up so much money. Take the Ohtani, and if you have any other major names, I might have considered Tatis. Can you grade any of them? Yeah. If you can, I might send the Ohtani into grading if they're this rare. If they really sell for this, I might send in one of the 2 of the bigger names. See if you can grade those. I would sell everything else. Use the money you're making off those to grade the Ohtani and the other card. Hope for a Jemmy and cash in. This is an all-time type play.
Oh yeah, it's an all-time snack for sure.
I'm not sure it's Hannah's F1 play. I'm not sure I'll find something to beat that, but it's up there. Are we good? Are we in agreement on this?
I feel safe.
I think we're all. I think
Okay.
we're
Congrats to Matt.
Tri-City _cards on IG. Shout out to Matt.
The Mbappe was a crazy play though.
There's some good plays this week.
It was a
tough
crack
beat for
and
fourth
smack.
quarter.
Crack and smack Jemmy.
All right.
Keep
Wrapping
this.
it.
Gold. Mo Salah.
Salah.
Wrapping it up. Bra, your thoughts? How was the show for you today?
We're gonna do a little there's one product that comes out this week.
Okay.
I want to pull it up. I want to say it's UFC Prism, but we'll see.
Oh. I have a sneaky play.
Fortnite comes out tomorrow, and Prism UFC comes out Friday.
I have a sneaky play. Little epilogue. I like the epilogue that we kind of have started to do. Like
I agree. It's my favorite part of the show.
I think Lord of the Rings is going to get sneaky.
Do you?
No.
You know that
it's so nerdy. I think it's too deep.
No, pass.
You know that the Amazon show is about to come out, right? That they're redoing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Most expensive production ever.
I'm just not like. No,
it might get hot.
Yeah, I mean, so could. I mean, anything could get hot.
I mean, Harry Potter's going to get super hot.
I wish I would have got some Harry Potter stuff for the PC.
Anything can get hot. Look what just happened to Spider-Man.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, Tobey Maguire till now.
Yeah. I'm out on Lord of the Rings. Never got into it then, not getting into it now.
Be careful. All
Spider-Man or Harry Potter
are going to be cozy on the couch deep into season 2.
It won't be me, promise. I can't get through F1, and I care more about F1 than almost anything else in sports at the moment. So if I'm not dying to sit down and watch that, I'm definitely not watching.
What are they called? Fan box? What are the
art box?
Art box.
Talking about Harry Potter?
Yeah. Lord of the Rings probably have some art box, right? I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna follow that intuition. Some early autos of what was his name? What was the dude's name?
Frodo?
No.
That's I think the only one I know.
The elf dude, Orlando Bloom. Little early Orlando Bloom auto. Lou, you know you see it.
Yeah, it doesn't do for me, to be honest.
Really. I wasn't really, I wasn't a Lord of the Rings guy either.
I think
that show's going to be big.
Orlando Bloom's in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, that's why he's Orlando Bloom.
I know. See, I think of Orlando Bloom as the Pirates of the Caribbean guy.
He got that role because of what he did.
That's fine, Ty, but that's too nerdy for me. I'm out.
Yeah, Judy said Lego. Saying. Is it Legolas?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never watched it. Like the legend, bro. Come on.
Oh, yeah, the Archer dude.
Yeah. That was the biggest when they released, they were the biggest movies ever to release.
Yeah, I know. Like I've seen bits and pieces, but like never like Harry Potter was it for me. Harry Potter was what Lord of the Rings was. I'm sure for a lot of people. I was Team HP.
Me too. And did you see the new video game that's coming out?
No. I was into it when I was like
Grand Theft Auto for Harry Potter.
12 through 16. I'm not like not as big into it now.
That's kind of your.
I might watch.
I
have watched. What's the prequel?
The
Secrets of Dumbledore.
The new ones.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 of those.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, the Secrets of Dumbledore.
See?
Yeah,
I don't watch Harry Potter. I'm 12 to 16. No, I watch.
I haven't been to a movie in 5 years.
He doesn't watch old content, strictly new content.
Yeah, team new. For sure.
What a show.
All right, heck of an epilogue.
We picked it up. The energy we got there. See, this is what I'm saying.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. No. Stop. No.
That's not a real card.
That's fake.
That Peter Jackson?
No, whatever the hell that horse unicorn thing is on top.
Yeah, that looks like a magic card. That's not a real card.
Come on. CCG.
No.
We gotta
it's the full set. It's the full set.
That's
foil set.
no.
Yeah, it's
Come on,
offer. It's probably like
I mean,
offer
it's like,
accepted $12.
Yeah, $1,800
Yeah.
full set. Like
4,500
was
sale.
getting
Offer
nerdy.
accepted $12.
The Peter
Jackson,
Jackson's
that's
fire
wild,
though.
man.
I can get there on the Peter Jackson because he's
Come
Peter
on.
Jackson. It's a big deal. All that.
Yeah, he made Lord of the Rings
Yeah, he's made a lot of films in his day.
after Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
I can get behind that kind of stuff. That stuff, though, you rarely see those. He probably doesn't have a ton of stuff. Like, I understood. Like, whatever that thing is on top.
Can we do a quick? What's the latest on the Daniel Radcliffe triple auto? Radcliffe, Hermione, Ryan's card that he has a bounty out on.
I'll never own it.
Never?
No, I don't think so. I think it would cost $100,000 to buy.
Wow,
I
so
would
Peter
agree.
Jackson's really only made Lord of the Rings, huh?
I'm saying there's something here.
I don't
Can't
know.
get behind it.
Doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. Wishing I would have been able to get one of those triples. I know somebody that has one, but he bought it early, like the year it came out, and got a massive steal on it. But he's a true collector. It'll maybe
Here's the
one day.
quad auto.
Yeah, the quad auto's not as cool though. It's got
Yeah,
the 4 champions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 is the one you want. That's the one I'm after. One day. I just don't know if I would I want to sell like the cards of 52 tops Mantle. It's bigger than a Brady Contenders. It's some of my bigger cards. It's like
It's a big
I
card.
don't know. I love it and I would really want to own one day. It's so cool, but I'm like, that's just not sure it's in the cards for me at the moment.
Agreed. That's all right. Once card talk, once we really lean in, take this show to the moon, I think you'll be good. What do we got? Lord of the Rings is what I'm.
Yeah, no. I'm out on Lord of the Rings. I can't do it. Pass. All right, that's a wrap. That's it. That's all we got.
Judy said Peter Jackson helped start Weta, a production house in New Zealand that has worked on many big films. So Lou, you were more right than me, but he's a Lord of the Rings guy.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
See you guys.
Peace.
Peace.